Gervonta Tank Davis, ladies and gentlemen, made some shocking claims regarding Mike Tyson. It's a legendary affair going on right now involving this situation. Gervonta Tank Davis tells Mike Tyson that is no comparison between them stylistically. So tonight I want to pose the question: does Gervonta Tank Davis have more skills than Mike Tyson? We're gonna get all into it. It's Flight Sports. Hit that like button, and most definitely hit that subscribe button. We got Phonics, right? The truth in the building. Phonics, what's the deal? How you feeling, dog?
I'm chilling. What's going on, man? What's going on?
Let's get straight to business, man. Let's talk boxing. What's your thoughts on this situation, man? This is crazy. Talk to me. I know you know a thing about Mike Tyson. What's the deal?
I mean, we expect one Tank Davis, the champ, to say what he said, but I can't agree with that at this point in his career. Mike Tyson was way more feared by that age, way more respected, and he had already had devastating knockouts on his record by that time, man. You know what I'm saying? And Mike Tyson's skills are impeccable. People like to look at the knockouts, but they don't look at his defense and how he knocked people out. And he was trained by one legendary Cus D'Amato, man, who trained another former champion, heavyweight champion, in Floyd Patterson. So, and I think Mike Tyson is more of a student of boxing than Tank Davis is, and I think that's what helped Mike Tyson throughout his career as well. Skill wise, like I said, if you want to compare their ages, you can't compare weight classes because you know what I'm saying. One is a lightweight and the other one was a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying. So you can't compare weight classes, but if you want to talk about skill wise at the same age, Tyson hands down.
Yeah, obviously the comparisons are coming up because of the devastating knockout power. How do you view that? Is that a skill or a gift? How do you feel the power? Because obviously I think that's where the comparison is the most, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what I'm saying? Again, go on YouTube and watch Mike Tyson's from that age. His knockouts, they were way more devastating than Tank's knockouts. I mean, yo, Mike was putting grown men out their misery, man. I'm talking about 35, you know what I'm saying, 36-year-old men, and Mike Tyson was like 24, 25. And the way he was hitting them, knocking them through the ropes, man. You know what I'm saying? Hitting them with them body shots and dropping them, the uppercuts. And he was just so ferocious, man, and so intimidating. And I don't think boxers fear Tank like they fear Tyson. I just don't.
Right. Obviously, Mike Tyson, he was no stranger to making big fights happen. And he's on the record of telling Tank, to get into form a pack with some of these fighters to make big fights happen. How do you feel like, Tyson would have fared in this era? Obviously, it's two different divisions. But don't you feel like Tyson wouldn't be shying away from making these fights happen like we've seen? And now, hopefully, we see things change.
Man, Tyson from Brownsville, Brooklyn, man, never ran, never will, man. He'd have fought anybody at any time, and he did fight anybody and everybody. He didn't dodge anybody because he had no fear. You know what I'm saying? He had no fear, and he knew, and he was all business when he went in that ring, and he was just devastating, man. So I think he'd definitely be at the top of the chain in today's boxing. Man, you might want to make an argument. A lot of dudes would be scared to fight him because of how devastating. See, it wasn't like that back in the day. You had to take on who you had to take on. You didn't have a choice, man. He had a famous fight where he fought what's his name? Joe Frazier's son, Marvis. Man, he knocked him out, man. You know what I'm saying? Knocked him out. Just knocked him out. And before the fight, Joe Frazier's son was talking all that smack. But once you got in the ring, you could see the fear in his face. That's what I don't see when Tank fights his people, and which is okay, because Tank still give him that work, but you just don't see the fear from the beginning. Like, you don't see that fear.
Yeah, Mike Tyson was dominant back in '88. Back with every year, but '88 was ridiculous. Tyson fought some serious heavyweight monsters. That was very highly skilled. Date back to some tough opponents that he fought. That obviously we got some viewers that's a little young. Educate some people shortly, if you will.
Well, obviously, and you'd like to say that early in his career he wouldn't have had trouble with these fighters. However, the prison stints and stuff like that. Holyfield, of course, Evander Holyfield, the real deal. He was a problem. Who big boy with the dreads, man? Lennox Lewis, he was a problem. I think it wouldn't have went that way early in Tyson's career, but he had such a quick rise and then a quick fall. It's sad that we'll never know. In '90 when he lost to Buster Douglas and he lost the title, everything pretty much went downhill after that, and his career was never the same. It was a real short window from turning pro in '85, '86, winning the heavyweight championship, the youngest ever to win the championship, and then to lose 4 years later. I mean, so and a
Right.
lot of people argue his title defenses during that time. It wasn't no real tough opponents. So, like I said, by the time they made these fights with the Holyfields and all of that, which he was supposed to ben fight them before he even went to prison, and all of that, it was kind of too late. He wasn't as disciplined, and he was out of his prime.
Yeah, you talk about trouble because Michael Benson, he has stated this in an interview with Mike Tyson. He was asked if Tank reminds him of himself, and he said maybe just getting in trouble with the law. Other than that, no. So Tyson clearly feels like he's on a superior level. Obviously, different generations, different eras. Is Tank the Mike Tyson of this era? Do you feel like that, or how do you feel? I mean, is that even safe to say?
No, no, he's not. And he's a great fighter in his own right, man. And he gives the work to the people that they put in front of him. But like I said, I've yet to see a boxer with that devastating knockout power that Tyson has. I've yet to see a boxer who you can just see the fear in his opponent's face when they're standing toe to toe in that ring. When the referee is reading off, what I'm saying? That he wants a clean fight and all of that. He's reading off all the rules and all of that. So it's just I don't see that. I just don't. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Tyson is definitely, like I said, he pretty much embodies, technique. He has superior, technique. And a lot of people remember him for that. Obviously, this is going to be a crazy situation. Gervonta Tank Davis has a huge fight coming up against King Ryan Garcia. Mike Tyson had an incredible record. Obviously, he took fights that a lot of people may have shied away from. He finished his career, his professional career, with a record of 50 wins, 6 losses, no draws, 44 violent wins by the way of knockout. I mean, he was knocking out everybody they put in front of him. Gervonta Tank Davis, right now, very young, still in his own right, 28 years old, 28 wins, no losses, no draws, 26 violent wins by the way of knockout from Baltimore, Maryland. So clearly, people gonna have their pickings, but we'll see what's going on, man. A lot of big fights going on in boxing. Phonics, we appreciate you for tuning in with us, man. Before we get up out of here, any final thoughts on this situation between Tyson and Tank that you might want to know?
All I want to say is can't compare the two different weight class, two different fighters. Again, Tyson is a real student of the game. He's a historian of the game. He was trained by the late great Customato, man, and I don't think that experience is unmatched. But that's it.
I appreciate all y'all for tuning in with us, man. Hit that like button. Most definitely hit that